#1 live show in the world, West Coast Pop Lock Podcast. Coming to you from Big Studios in Compton, California. Featuring radio personality Super Steve Flores, comedian extraordinaire, that dude Johnny C, and Mr. I'll Do Anything for a Buck, Mario 81. So throw your dubs in the air and let's get ready to pop lock!
You live.
Oh, there it is.
There we go. It's that time again. It's the West Coast Pop Lock Podcast.
That's us.
Coming to you live. The #1 live podcast every Tuesday. On Tuesdays. Yeah, we're on.
There we are.
We wanted to get on time. That's why we didn't get on, but we were still on.
It was connecting.
It was pretty close.
Yeah,
There was no sound at the beginning, but
I mean,
yeah.
but it was going.
Look, we almost did it.
Yeah.
For sure.
Wait, we talking about almost? We did
We
it.
came so close to like doing it. You know, like everything going right on time. Like we were like that fucking far away. I can't believe it.
We did it, Johnny. I don't know
I was
what
like
you're
looking.
about.
I was like looking at the intro. I was like, oh, it's 8 o'clock. And then I went to talk. Oh, okay, all right. I see.
Well, what
I see
happened
how it
was
goes.
the catapult
What happened was-
working, but it works now. So yeah.
I don't think
we're
I don't think it turns on. The earliest it could turn on is 8:01. The problem is it was 8 o'clock, so it wasn't ready yet.
Yeah.
It's like an
that
old
makes a
car.
lot of
You
sense.
got to let it heat up.
Yeah.
so
You
You know
warm
what
up.
happened? It was like, all right, here we go. We're
Yeah.
here.
You had to warm it up.
Spit on the
kick it.
carburetor.
Yeah. Tap the fucking.
Ding, 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 ding.
Turn it on.
Spray some stuff in there.
I talked to that nerd from work. Again
Nerd.
Nerd alert.
Nerd.
The wrestling nerd.
Yeah. There's a rule Johnny mentioned a while back that if you like wrestling and someone knows you like wrestling and they hit you up about wrestling, you got to talk
You
wrestling.
gotta talk to them because it's my #1 go-to if in a situation like what it's really good for is like a celebrity situation. If you run into somebody that you don't have anybody and you don't have anything to talk to them about, but you know they like wrestling, boom, you have a way in to like talk about something other than
Wrestling.
or you could talk to them about wrestling. It's something other than whatever the fuck people normally talk to them about, whatever kind of.
Wait, people are not talking about just wrestling when they're not talking
No,
about
no, especially like
Weird.
some musician or whatever. You start movie stars start talking to him about fucking what was it like when you did this? And it's like, no, what do you tell
boring.
them?
It's not talking about wrestling.
What were you
Johnny.
thinking about when you wrote this song?
Right?
Come on.
No, none of that. But you tell them, do you think it's gonna be Cody and Roman again this year? They're like, oh man. They're like, oh man, I don't know. Then eventually you're just up and running, no problem.
I think I'm going to hit him with the Lars. Hey, you know Lars from
He's not
Rancid?
gonna know for
He's
sure.
a huge wrestling fan. Who's that?
Yeah.
You know about Lars?
Who's that?
Lard Humongous.
What up, Lard?
Shout out to Lard. I think you can catch Lard. I think they're doing karaoke this week
I saw
or some
something's
shit.
going on.
Something is
what it was.
happening.
I saw the flyer, but it was
Karaoke wrestling.
But it was at
Deathmatch.
it was at night, and the writing is all like,
Yeah.
So I couldn't fuck it. I didn't have no glasses or anything.
Shout out to Circle 6, and them dudes are just staying fucking busy. I think they're doing another wrestling match at the Punk Rock Museum coming up.
I saw that. I would love to go. I'm in Dallas that weekend. I would like to go to that so bad.
That looks like good. What are you gonna do in Dallas? Doing comedies?
Yeah,
Some wrestle.
Yeah,
Okay. Ooh, get it, Johnny.
Is he doing comedy in Dallas?
kinda. Yeah, there's
At that tattoo shop? thing?
yeah. There's a tattoo convention. There's a roast going on there. That's what I'm doing.
Ooh, what are you guys roasting?
My friend
Chicken?
Oliver.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought it was some kind of game meat.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I would imagine in Texas we would be having a smoke off at the fucking tattoo
brisket.
fucking thing.
Yeah,
Hell
I love
yeah.
brisket.
roasted.
No,
fucking-
yeah.
I don't know how you roast it, but yes.
All right. Well, you all saw the post. Welcome back, Carl Dueñez.
I three-peat now, right? Three-peat.
Casual Carl.
Three-peat.
I think this is my 5th episode.
Oh
If
shit.
I'm not mistaken. I'm not because I did 2 on my own, and then I did 3 on my own, and then I came here with Matty Boy one time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I think this is my 5th episode. Fourth or fifth.
Fourth or fifth.
Yeah,
man.
something like that. But yeah, thanks for
Make
having me,
it
guys.
happen.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, he was
good to be back.
hanging around in Mexico, literally. Did you do
Well, this time I didn't do an actual hanging suspension, but I was hanging about in Tulum. So
Oh, you didn't do no suspension?
not this time around. I was hoping to facilitate it, but it just didn't work out with my schedule.
Yeah.
But shout out to Primo Juan. Yeah.
Primo Juan didn't
Primo
hook you up?
Juan.
No. He got married, and that's the reason why he went out there. And he had this like body suspension wedding where him and his wife were
course he
suspended,
did.
right? And they did their vows.
How romantic.
Yeah.
They did their vows suspended.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh man.
But yeah, man.
She got suspended too, or just him?
Yep, the both of them.
At
yeah.
the end,
they were
spun
kind of
him around. And let
I don't
them
think they
get
spun
their-
around so much, but they were definitely like kind of holding each other, like looking into each other's eyes as like. They
And
did
she's
their-
looking at him like, "Fuck this hurts."
I can't believe I
No,
let you
actually,
talk to me
I
into
want to
this.
say that she's done it a handful of times now.
Yeah.
They've been together, so she's like a little seasoned. They do shows and stuff like that.
Was the best man and maid of honor suspended, or just them two?
There was talks of doing it, but I think because of the time frame, they didn't want to put too much on the plate. But yeah,
If I showed up, like a girl invited me, hey, do you want to come to my friend's wedding? I'm like, yeah, let's go. And then you show up and there's people suspended. I'm like, I hate you so much. Why would you bring me here?
Yeah, why would you want to this goth
I'm
wedding?
never talking to you
dude,
again.
I was this close to buying someone. I was like,
Shut up and not even tell them what was
yeah,
happening.
that's exactly what I was going for.
Wait, you say they
See-
perform out here? They do this like
No, they they live in Mexico. They're in Tulum, but they do different types of events and such. But they have done facilitated a handful of like performance suspension shows. Yeah.
God.
I was already thinking about having him at Lucha Goth House.
I need an opener right now. Like, let's do this.
Fuck, I'll do that shit, bro. Let's go.
Oh shit! Can
That's
you?
the
Can
dark
you?
arts.
So we need a suspension act where we have no rigging. So you need to have your own style of.
What are we gonna have? Just tall guys holding it up?
Right. They're just holding me like.
I've seen rigging where it's portable and they come out and it's like a structure that they hang from.
I mean,
So
you know,
it's not-
honestly, I don't know that many people that are that connected in the LA scene, but I'm pretty sure I can reach out and see. Like, I have some friends that are in San Diego, and maybe
Nice.
maybe they'd be
Steve and
interested.
I'll just climb a ladder and fucking like,
That's gonna be happening. Then out of nowhere, Gil's gonna come out and try to super kick him off the fucking ladder. It's gonna be a
No.
fucking thing. And
No, bro, I'll get like piñata flashbacks from when you're a little kid, and I'll keep
Hit
like pulling
him!
him and up and down.
now that's the act.
Yeah,
The act is you have someone suspended and you have somebody else hit him with a stick like a pinata. That's
oh my god, that is
You know what I
it.
mean?
Yes. Can we hit you like a
Dude,
piñata?
as long as they're like fucking wiffle, like, you know, or like the pool fucking.
Can you drop candy out of your ass?
I mean, I could
maybe a
try
piece or
it.
two.
Okay.
Yeah,
You know what? That's all you
maybe.
need sometimes. That's all you need. Just one piece.
Just keep my ass just clenched the whole time, and then when I get hit too hard, just let go.
Oh, here.
Hit me already! The Snickers is melting.
I love it. Let's book it.
Hell yeah, let's do it.
Suspension, dude. Fuck.
Yep.
That's crazy, bro. I don't even. Yeah, I don't even know what to do. What I will do if my significant other was like, I would like to get suspended when we get married.
Yeah, Steve's. I can tell you what you're gonna do. You're gonna leave
No.
them immediately. Yes.
I'm like, what?
I mean,
Well,
I barely want to get married.
Now, what if she asks you like just to drink blood? Would you drink blood with her?
Fuck no.
No.
That's even worse. I'd rather get suspended than drink blood.
Oh man.
What if it's her blood?
Oh.
Hell no.
What like? Just
What about
regular
not
blood?
her? Would it be better if it wasn't her blood?
It'd be better if it was no blood. If it was just punch, red punch. Like, you know what I mean?
What if they just named it fruit punch? What if it was really blood?
No.
Added flavoring?
Would you
Yeah,
drink blood?
what if it was like, you know, her blood?
Who in this table would drink blood?
I like chick's blood. Sure, if she wanted me to do that, yeah, I would do that.
You would drink her blood?
Yeah.
Mario?
I wouldn't go down on someone, so I'm gonna. That's a
not
hard,
the
that's a
same
hard
thing.
no.
Yeah, I was gonna
Hard
say
no.
that. Yeah, I know.
I
I mean,
don't
but
have
it's different. It's different.
You're right.
I do not have my red
I'm
wings.
pretty sure that's like a fucking gnarly flavor.
Yeah,
but
it's like
that
all
was fine.
chunky and weird. Tastes like paint.
Tastes
it's
like
com-
copper.
It's
and,
completely
Oh my
different.
God.
It's completely
Right.
different.
Shove a
I
fucking handful of
would
pennies in your
drink
mouth.
blood, but I wouldn't like eat fucking.
Yeah,
you know,
it's completely fucking different.
right? I don't think it's tomato.
all right, so just regular blood and not period blood is what we're saying. We're okay with regular
Yeah,
blood.
yeah, I would
Alright.
drink like blood.
Not dead blood.
I mean, I tasted some period blood before. It's not
I mean,
like-
Johnny,
Johnny
who
got the
hasn't,
red
Johnny?
wings.
yeah, it's not like my favorite thing on earth, but like it's not.
But but when you got to do it, you got to do it.
You know, I mean, it happens. These
Got
things
it.
happen.
Right.
It's weird because it gets all, then it starts getting all dry. It's fucking, it sucks. You know what I mean? It doesn't stay like bloody. You start fucking with it, it gets all fucking dry.
It's all clay and shit.
You know what I mean? It's the worst. You start, it gets caught up in the hairs on your stomach. You start rubbing it around together like little,
Yeah,
like
dude.
little blood cluster, like little blood dust. It's fucking stupid. It gets all sticky. That's the only reason I know most of the time. It's like, why is it all sticky all the time?
Yeah,
It's like,
Shit.
oh.
Blood.
My friend Cody one time, the best. So he's going down on some chick, and he starts like, you know, like it's like, oh, fuck, oh man. And he looks up at her, face covered in blood. He goes, I think I broke something.
Oh shit, man. Well, I mean, talking about drinking blood, I think that's a pretty good segue.
Yeah.
To what the fuck we're about to get ourselves into.
I don't even know what we're even gonna get ourselves into.
I imagine elite satanic pedophiles drinking children's blood.
I mean, you said it best on the last episode, brother. You literally took the words out of my mouth, and it's just kind of fun, like where we're at today. And you know, like back then when people were talking about that shit, it was just like, you guys are crazy, QAnon, you know, Pizzagate people, and I'm not trying to say that I consider myself to be a QAnoner or you know, like a follow that much or believe that much of the total story of Pizzagate, but we're finding out that there's a lot of shit that was kind of talked about on these forums, 4chan and fucking all these kind of like what were known as like right-wing ideology websites, but they were dropping breadcrumbs. You know, I think what they were doing is they were dropping the information that was going to be revealed in the years to come. You know, so yeah, it's a fucking trip. You know, it's a trip we're at today, and like everyone's losing their fucking minds. It's kind of funny to me because like, you know, we've been talking about this shit for years. So for us to kind of like all this information to surface, we're just kind of like, right. So we're right the whole time.
I've been trying to write about it, like thinking about, because especially the people that have been talking about it a long time are dudes that are like, man, shut the fuck up. Or you got to tell them like, man, you can't talk about this in front of customers. You can't be in here ear beating these people with fucking this shit. Yeah. And it's like all this, it's like, oh, I gotta make some phone calls. I gotta make like, sorry, we told you to shut the fuck up in front of customers. Like, sorry, I doubt. Like, it turns out the worst people I know are right about everything.
Yeah, right. You know? It's a fucking trip, dude. It's kind of funny. I've seen this meme kind of circulate a bunch, and it's like it's like these two little girls. One of them has her head in the toilet, and the caption reads like the normies that are just finding out about the Epstein files, and it's like the other girl is like holding the little girl's hair, and it's like the veterans that, you know, the conspiracy theorists, and it's like, yeah, but dude, all my normie friends are like, dude, oh my god, and they're just like losing their shit, having panic attacks, and it's like, yo, chill,
man.
chill.
Man. Yeah,
you know,
it already happened.
Take it one day at a time, you know, fucking. Don't read all of it at once.
You can't.
Yeah, take a break, dude. Take a breather.
It's wild. Whatever's in there, one, not everything's been released.
Right.
And two, it's taken forever. If there's 3 million fucking files already, even with whatever, because and it's like, so when I did DMT the first time, when I came back, I didn't really remember anything. It was like and what I read about the internet, I Googled, like, why don't I remember my DMT trip? And they said, imagine you're like a little zip drive and you get plugged into the internet for 15 minutes. But you don't even know what the internet is. Like, you just, what do you bring back? Like, you're plugged in, it's like, it's the same thing inside all of the, you don't know what you're looking at. Like, you don't even know what to search for. It's like, what the fuck? Like, how do we fucking dig through 3 million? And it's shit's redacted. Like, how do we even begin to start digging through this? And it's going to take fucking time. And for sure, people are going to get fatigued by finding out, like, oh, guess what else we found out? It's like, God damn. Like, it's going to be, I think if you haven't been up on this stuff, a lot of this is a lot of information to take in. Like, it's a lot of information for me to take in.
For sure,
like,
100%.
But it's like, God, and I feel like I already knew half of it.
Right.
And it's still like, fuck, man, this is a lot. Like, what happened? Who? And then you got to start, because then it's all like, all right, well, let me read about this. And then you're all like, there's already so fucking much. It's fucking wild.
Yeah, man, it's a trip.
They need to run that through ChatGPT. Stop fucking around.
Well, I'm sure there's people running all that shit through AI right now, but the problem is, what do you search for? Like, after you know, like, what words do you search? What names? If you don't know the names in there, how do you know which names to search for? You're just in there searching, like, fucking whoever. And how long does it take to search through 3 million? Even if you use whatever AI and you enter search for Dickhead Jones, it's like, all right, how long does it take to search through 3 million fucking files looking for this name every time? You know, like,
AI, 2 minutes.
Yeah.
But the thing is, too, I mean, I don't know, like you said, like, how much of that is, like you said, how much of it, those 3 million files, is there any more? Who knows if what of any of that stuff is true, right? The point is that some fucking real dark shit is happening. And to really go down and, you know, I think this is where it's kind of fucking everybody up, is that even in my even when I was finding out about this stuff, I would find out about a thing or two, and then I'd, like, all right, that was really intense. I'd take a week off, and then, at my own pace, kind of, research what some of these stories. But now that these files are out, like, everyone has full access to it, and so they're like binge watching it, like, as opposed to, like, before it was like you had to watch it season by season,
right?
But
now you're binging.
Now you have all that in front of you, and it's kind of like, I don't know. I think it's really what it is fundamentally is like, who knows what the fuck is true. But what I think the purpose of these releasing of these files is to get rid of and do away with the old like oligarchs, if you will, right? So like take for example, like P. Diddy, I think he hasn't been producing anymore. At one point he was producing music and he was producing a substantial amount of like blackmailing evidence. I think he was working with the CIA doing honeypots so that he can get incriminating evidence on these high stature people, and then at some point have them in their pocket if they need to push some sort of agenda, some sort of narrative. I mean, look at fucking COVID. When COVID hit, you had all these celebrities that were like, oh, we need to get the jab, we need to get the jab. And you have, you find out half these motherfuckers are crooked as shit. So to me, it's one of those things where who knows exactly what was done and the people that were like explicitly involved. But to me, it's just one of those things where, it's like it takes your energy, right? Like I don't think it's good for all of us to be processing this information so quickly. But at the same time, the purpose of it is not only to throw those under the bus, but get people like us, like accustomed and getting, like it's a slow drip, right? They want us to know this information, and then we're not going to do shit about it. Right, we're all just gonna be all pissed about it and post it on Instagram. What the fuck's that gonna do? For sure, yeah, you get to vent and make you feel better about yourself that you're doing a difference. But like, I think that all this information that's just being dropped on you is to kind of get you used to this shit.
Sure.
Because there's some more shit that's gonna be coming around the corner in the years to come. What that is, I don't know, but I think it's a slow drip. They have to get us used to this shit, because think about this. If this information dropped like how many years ago, I think people would have like really just lost their fucking mind. But because it is that we have been waiting for these files to drop for years, and there's nothing that's done about it, we're just, okay, we're getting used to like one day at a time, that information's being available, and we still don't know what the fuck is going on. But
I think it's a lot like in jiu-jitsu, advancing position. Like, you're not trying to end it. Whatever you're doing, you're not trying to end this thing the whole time. You're trying to advance position. It's like, it's a slow process to and then it's, or like boiling a frog, where you just see, where it's like, oh, we've been here, and people like, well, what's the big deal? It's like, no. 5 years ago, everybody was denying any of this existed. And now it's like, oh, well, yeah, of course it's here, but what are we supposed to do? And it's like, this is exactly the way you fucking do it, where everybody's just kind of tired of it already. By the time it actually happened, everybody was tired of it, or past it, or accepted that it happened, or only thinks it's the guys that they don't like, or only, like, it's worked out. And sure, some CEOs have stepped down and all that shit, and these are the guys, but it's going to take is the first guy to go, no, I'm not quitting my job. Like, fuck off. Like, and for nobody to do anything about it, it's over. Like, then no one will be punished for any of it. And as far as criminal charges, none of these motherfuckers going to jail for 1 second. That'll never happen.
Yeah.
That's the craziest part of the whole thing.
Right?
That's the craziest part of the entire thing, is that no one is going to be held accountable.
No, aside from the dudes that are quitting jobs that they don't need on CEOs of companies that they don't have anything to do with, they're fucking collecting checks.
But to me, the biggest thing too is like, for sure, like all those like CEOs of all those like higher tiers, they're pretty much BlackRock, Vanguard, like umbrella companies. But the thing that trips me out the most is politicians, like their involvement, and they're supposed to be working for us and so forth, but like, of course, like those CEOs are gonna get away with it. They got the bread, they got the power. But like, to me, it's a trip that I don't say we, because the reality is, like, I've detached from that whole like left and right paradigm, red and blue. Like, to me, if you're still arguing about like conservatives and liberals and like, red versus blue, and like, oh, Trump this and Biden that, it's like, dude, I there's no waking you up. It's all one and the same shit. Like, it's all fucking, it's what is it, two wings of the same bird. And so to me, it's one of those things where, I feel that, there are people waking up to a lot of this stuff, but I just feel like there will just always be this kind of, like minority where it is that, where, the machine's going to run no matter what, dude. You know, it's been running before us, and it's gonna keep running, like, you know, after we're fucking long gone. And so to me, it's one of those things where I think we talked about it last time. Like, what does it look like that things change? I think you said, you know, don't show up to work tomorrow, and stop paying your taxes. You know, it's a trip that we're fucking knowingly putting all this fucking money into these, you know, these governments and these politicians that are fucking pedophiles that are fucking, you know, like, it's a trip, you know, and it's like all the money that goes to war, like, you know, I get it. Everyone's scared. Everyone needs to go and like wake up and do their thing. But I think that if we all just collectively were aware of said situation, then there could be some sort of change. But I think up until that, like you said, like, you have to have that faith in that person, you know.
Right, to the people next to you.
Yeah,
You gotta believe
like,
it,
you're gonna do it, right?
You're gonna do it, right?
And that's why they do what they do to separate everybody, you know, from the, you know, the red and the blue.
Right,
and
right. Yeah,
conservatives,
divide and conquer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Blacks and whites,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Mexicans and blacks. Everything.
You know what's a trip is, like, there's a podcast that I listen to. Shout out to Tinfoil Hat. I've been listening to him for like 5 years. Sam Tripoli is the host, and I have a homie of mine that is a co-host. His name is XG, Xavier Guerrero. And I think it was Sam Tripoli that went on to Joe Rogan, and it might have been like the ending of 2024. But he pretty much predicted these race riots. You know, that's pretty much what this is. This whole ICE situation is, I think, just another further plan of divide and conquer.
Yeah.
They're making this big deal about ICE, and it is. I'm not saying that it isn't. It's very unfortunate what's happening in our country, but I think that's just a smoke show. They're okay with just doing whatever the fuck they're doing right now because they have other things that are happening on the back end of things. Whatever it's, whether it's starting war, whether it's investing all this money into, you know, these countries that we help pretty much like decimate their country, and then we come later and the bankers roll in and they take over their country. Like, if you look at like what's happening in Gaza, you know, it's something that, you know, it's not just happened like overnight. You can see like the plan that they have been trying to execute. Like, it's a fucking banker's world, bro. But yeah, I was going on a tangent.
You're right, though.
Yeah. Gaza's fucking destroyed. And they seem to not care. Like, oh, they deserve it.
It's a trip. But I mean, like, the thing is, like, even like Syria, all those countries that we've been bombing for the past like 8 years, like, it's not, you know, it's not by coincidence we're there. It's not by coincidence that we're decimating their fucking country and then later paving it, you know, putting in. It's all bankers' war.
Central banking, all the central banks. Yeah.
And the thing is, the trip is like, I think, in all honesty, Rome never fell. I think that this whole like what became the Bank of London was Rome. I think it's better to let everyone think that Rome fell and it collapsed because it wasn't a society that could sustain itself. But I think what happened is that they pretty much hid in plain sight, rebranded itself as the Bank of London. And so all the stuff that you see, a lot of symbolism, even in the United States, like, I think it all just stems from, you know, like, it's at the end of the day, it's all the fucking bankers, dude.
And the only two countries that aren't involved is Russia and China.
Yeah, and that's the interesting part too. Is like, I think I had saw something. I mean, I don't really follow like what's happening in like the news and like, you know, global politics, but I think I had saw something where Putin had recently announced, because I think at one point it was like he had stated that his enemy was NATO and the Ukraine, and then as of recent, he declared that his true enemy is the Western banking cabal or something like that. And so to me, it's like, I think that was at one point what was funding NATO, what was funding the Ukraine was the Bank of London. And so to me, it's a trip, dude. It's just one of those things where.
Wasn't he in the files for like saving kids from Ukraine? Or was that something else?
Putin?
Yeah.
Oof, I'm not too sure.
I saw something like
Vladimir
that.
Putin's never saved anybody from anything.
No, he saved some kids from being, what's it called?
Trafficking?
Trafficked
Mm-hmm.
from Ukraine.
Okay.
That's why he went in there.
Well, that whole thing, the Ukraine is like such like a mind fuck. You know, we were, I think, sold the idea that they're like this poor little fucking country that needs our help. But it's my understanding that actually there was a big amount of, or a substantial amount of Nazis that had fled pretty much after World War II. Everyone thinks that all these Nazis got fucking killed in trials of Nuremberg. No, they relocated all these different motherfuckers to different countries.
Yeah, they came here to run the space program.
Right, Operation Paperclip.
Yeah, that's what the smart ones did.
And Argentina.
And then Argentina, right? It's like, why do you think that a bunch of Argentinians have like light skin and blue eyes?
And they're assholes.
I mean, this is
Come
fucking.
on.
I mean, that's a pretty good fucking. That's a pretty good like theory behind it, if you will.
No.
But yeah. Yeah.
And that's coming out. Didn't they say like Hitler lived there for a while?
Right. I mean, I feel okay. It's kind of funny because I feel like that's kind of common knowledge in the conspiracy realm. Like that's something I've heard for years. But yeah, I mean, it's my understanding that there was a lot of like Nazi memorabilia in certain smaller towns of Argentina. Like, I don't know, dude. It's one of those things where like everything I think we're taught is like complete fucking bullshit. We live like in upside down world. Like from our history, like I'm not trying to say, like for the record, I'm not trying to say Hitler is a good guy. What I'm trying to say is I don't think he was as bad as they say he was. I think there was people way worse than him. He was just the fucking fall guy, right? Like they built him up as the big bad guy, right? I think Epstein is our modern day Hitler, right? Epstein was a piece of shit, don't get me wrong, but there was someone above him way fucking worse. He's just the fucking fall guy. He's the guy that they wanted in place so that when the whole thing went down, they got to bust Epstein, and guess what? We did it, guys. We saved all the kids. We got the biggest and the baddest fucking child trafficker. You guys can go back to your lives and don't worry about shit now. It's just really it's the world's biggest fucking like trafficking ring, and they arrested 2 fucking people, like Epstein and Ghislaine.
Yeah.
To me, it's like it's just I don't know. It's fucking it's crazy to think that. Like a lot of this stuff, it is kind of just being accepted and just people go on.
It's wild to me that when you talk about like who protected him, like how did all this happen? The ultimate answer is the system. It wasn't any one person. It wasn't any one entity or any one organization or whatever that protect. It was the system. The system is built like this, and the system is built to have checks and balances, but checks and balances on who gets fed into the system. Like where it's like, no, this is an intelligence asset. This is not someone you feed into the fucking system, Right. And that because there's a bunch of people that would be like, well, I didn't do that. I was told, and I didn't do that. And you keep going up, and at the very top is just the system. Like that is there isn't any one person responsible or any 10 people. It's 100 people, 500 people that are ultimately responsible for how this will slip through the cracks, and how not even slip through the cracks, was intentionally shoved through the cracks. Yeah,
exactly. Right.
He didn't slip through them. He was shoved through them. It's like, no, we're going to put this fool through the cracks. And and by the emails and all, and by the deal he got in fucking Florida when he got caught, none of these fools thought there was any chance of them ever getting caught for any of. They were speaking way too freely, and fucking like there was no chance that any of this was gonna blow back in anybody's face. Like none.
He might still be alive.
Oh, see, I was about to ask a question. You guys think he's dead or alive?
I think he's alive.
They claim that he's alive. I've seen that.
What do you think, though, Mario? Not what they claim. What's your?
I think they're all alive. Him, Tupac, they're all fucking.
They just chilling. Michael Jackson's fucking.
They're on a different island. I did see something about the Michael Jackson thing. That supposedly he got exiled because he was trying to save the children from Epstein and all this other shit.
No one will believe.
I don't know, dude.
They just refuse to believe that Michael Jackson was touching buttholes. Like they
you know what's crazy?
Refuse to believe it.
You know what's crazy? I don't know. I've gone back and forth on the idea of him being a pedophile. In the beginning, I was like, no, Michael can't. And then I was like, all right, actually, that makes a lot of fucking sense. But then more recently, I think I'd watched this documentary. Is it Leaving Netherland Ranch? That's on the HBO? Okay, so then Entering Netherland Ranch is the documentary that they had kind of made to like correct the story, because they were saying that like the HBO was more like trying to smear further smear his legacy, if you will. But in this documentary, it pretty much talks about how like they had 11 open cases with the FBI, and that all 11 cases they did extensive investigation whether or not that any of the cases were true, and apparently none of them had stuck, and that none of them had like a substantial amount of evidence to prove that he actually did any of these things. And like, again, I don't know, but to me, it's like the way that they frame it in this documentary, it does make a lot of fucking sense. Like, of course, like me and you, like, anyone that's our age hanging out with kids is like, that's fucking weird.
Yeah.
But for someone like him who never had a fucking childhood, like when he's around like adults, they're like, oh my God, Michael, like he doesn't want that shit. He wants to be a fucking normal person. He doesn't want to have to be on 24/7. And when he hung out with kids, like kids didn't really fucking do that shit to him. They were like, oh my God, let's just play shit. And he's like, yeah, let's do that. So I don't know, dude. To me, I've gone back back and forth, yes, no. But like I said, this documentary specifically kind of put an interesting, like kind of twist. Yeah.
Here's what I feel. So even if I lean a bit towards he was doing definitely something weird. I don't know what was going on, but being in your bedroom with kids with alarms, you know, where people can't get in the room, weird shit was going on in there. And whatever was going on with Epstein and the billionaires, this was done for money and power. Michael Jackson was chasing greatness. It's different. He was. Did you make Off the Wall, Jeffrey Epstein? Did you make Thriller, fucking Lex Wasserman? You know, whatever. You did not. You did not make anything great. All you made was money. Like that's not the same thing as making Beat It. You know what I mean? That's not the same thing as making Pretty Young Thing. Fucking. You know, that's not the same thing. No. It's not the same thing. You know what I mean? Like if you're gonna molest kids, you got to be great. You can't just be a banker. You can't just be some dickhead trying to be the president. You got to fucking make PYT. You know what I mean? Like that's fucking. Don't stop till you get enough. Like if you can produce, if you can produce that, you get at least a couple. Especially cancer kids, they're gonna die. They got no life going on anyways. God. You can do whatever, but if you're a banker and you're just a fucking sultan, fuck you. You didn't make nothing. Did you make Bad? Did you make Black or White? Did you make any of these songs? No. Did you invent the moonwalk? No, you didn't. You didn't have a white glove. You didn't dress like you were in the army. You didn't do any of that cool shit. So you don't get the fuck no kids.
All right, do you guys think he's dead or alive?
He'll be
Michael
at the
Jackson?
comedy club in downtown LA. Catch Zach. That's Johnny C.
So you said you think he's dead?
I'm Michael Jackson.
Do you think
yeah, Michael Jackson. They killed him.
I don't think he's dead.
I think he's alive.
No, I think he's alive. Yeah.
I think they're all alive.
Yeah, you said.
So check this out though. Say again, how can you hide him?
Yeah,
motherfucker, that fool's like has so much fucking money. You can't tell me that he got some sort of like plastic surgery. You seen that movie Face Off, bro? Where they put the
his face is completely. His face didn't his nose fall off or something?
But dude, come on, it's like cosmetic surgery. They could fucking do crazy shit now. So it's like what they couldn't have done then. Now, the reason why I believe this. Do you guys remember his buddy Dave?
No.
He had this like
the rat.
Yeah, the guy that was all burnt and shit.
Oh no, it was like an actual like rat.
No.
Rat.
Okay, so no, that's kind of fucked up. But the reason why I said rat is because his skin's all burned, so he looks like what's the
leatherish kind of like your cat.
Yeah, exactly.
Your cat looks like leather.
Yeah, it's a sphinx. Well, he passed away, but R.I.P.
Did he die really though? He might not be dead.
Michael Jackson.
He fucking
He's hanging out with Michael Jackson.
All right, so there's this story, right? I think there was this one child that was abused by his father. He was thrown into like a fucking like a fire like what is it, like a what's
bonfire?
Like a you know the fire pits in your home, like your chimney.
Yeah.
I think like this kid was abused by his father. He got thrown into his chimney or whatever the fuck, and the dude got just like wrecked. His whole body is just covered in like fucking like 20-degree burns. So Michael Jackson heard about this guy's story and pretty much like adopted him, and he paid for his medical bills and all that stuff like that. So he became someone that was kind of part of like Michael's entourage, if you will. And this kid name was Dave. And he went on to do like, you know, fucking Oprah and all these different talk shows. He told about his story and, you know, X, Y, and Z, his relationship with Michael Jackson and stuff like that. And so what happens is, like, I think it was sometime after Michael Jackson's death, right? After Michael Jackson's death, Dave goes on the Larry King show and has an interview with Larry King. And he talks about, you know, how he felt in his response to Michael Jackson's passing and shit. Dude, it's Michael Jackson in a fucking... I swear to fucking God. Look this fucking shit up when you guys have a chance. It's like... It's Dave on Larry King. And the way that he talks is Michael. Like, you could just tell if you look at, like, the pictures of real Dave and then the person that was on the Larry King show, whatever the fuck, it's fucking Michael Jackson, dude. And, like, for anyone that cannot see that shit... Sorry, but on some real shit, like it's the day after he dies. He has, I think Barry Manilow or something is one of like Michael Jackson's friends. So he's on like this it's Barry Manilow or one of these celebrities, Dave, on an interview.
Joining us now here in Los Angeles, Miko Brando.
We don't have the. I don't have the.
I know I'm about to move it over. Johnny, give me a second. I was just trying to cue it up with audio for sure. Wait, is this? Wait, who the fuck is that?
I think that's
Dave.
No. I think that's like.
It's like a.
It's a merger. It's like Larry King and then I think Barry Manilow or something. That's like.
I've never seen this ever heard.
Pacoima, hello.
Who's on there? Rich
Who was with us almost every night after this untimely passing. Longtime Michael Jackson friend attending the funeral. And Dave, yes, that's his name, Dave. He was David Rothen.
Okay, now there's a different picture of the real Dave. If you put them side by side, that is not the same fucking person. And to me, why would they change the person? Why wouldn't it be original Dave? I think what this is Michael Jackson just being like, "Fuck you, motherfuckers, I'm out, bitches." You know, like that.
He was set on fire in 1983, suffered, as you can see, terrible scars. Michael Jackson befriended him and paid for a lot of his surgeries. Dave is also attending the burial. Why Dave?
Well, to liberate myself from the confines of my father's criminality.
Okay. Did
any of these politicians make Smooth Criminal? No. They didn't. Did they invent that thing where you lean over and look all badass? No, they did not. Smooth Criminal's the best song ever made. You could touch a little kid's butthole if you make Smooth Criminal.
All these song titles now have different
I
meanings.
know, right?
The second
he was saying, I was like, what
wait a minute.
He caused the fire?
Yeah.
He is that right there is how
Go back, get out.
Caused all this.
Right there is how a burn survivor manages. Like that's real Dave. Look at the size of his head.
Up.
Look at his
The one up from that, Mario.
Yeah.
There you go.
I think that's the
This is such an inspirational story, and we're very blessed. David joins us today, and he insists he's not a victim.
No. But
Yeah, I know. He's like, quit calling me David, fool. My name's Dave.
But like, listen to his voice. Like, listen to his voice. I think the voice is different too.
Oh, we didn't do a finger check on the other guy. Hold on.
That might be Mario. He's got little fingers.
I'm Marmar.
Look at this. Color coordinated, too.
You know,
Oh, wait, that's
Look, they're all happy because they're all
up, bro.
They act
Look
like
at this.
They act like he's retarded. They're like, oh, look, you dressed yourself. Your colors matching everything. It's like, fool, I just got burned. I didn't fucking. They didn't burn my brain, you fucking assholes.
Oh, it might have boiled a little bit.
I'm like, why are you talking to me like I'm a fucking idiot right now? Look at you all color coordinated.
He can't count the 10 on his hands, Johnny.
Oh, God damn.
first, Dave, you go by Dave?
Yes, that's my legal name.
And you changed your name after this all happened. Why?
About 2 years ago, I changed it legally to Dave.
I mean, I
to
don't know. The
liberate
voice sounds different
myself,
to me for sure.
Yeah.
From my father, and to establish myself as an artist. It was kind of like an artistic decision to do that.
Wait,
Who would change their name to be?
Okay, hold on. Before even any of that, what kind of artist is he? Right.
He's fucking making art, dude.
Look at those glasses, bro. It's fucking steezy as
Those
shit.
are artist glasses for sure.
And the hat tilted. The hat tilted. That's artist.
He's like
it's not straight backwards. It's kind of crooked and back. Hell
You know, he went like this like 100 times to find out what the right angle was. I think he just put on that hat. He slid it back and forth.
And he would switch sides a little bit.
Yeah.
He was graduating.
Dude, that's fucking wild. And it's like, look, I'm not here to make fun of Dave, but if you're gonna go with the suit and all that stuff, don't you get like not a backwards baseball hat?
Right.
Like there's way better
artist.
hats. Oh, sure.
artist.
Joining us now here in Los Angeles.
He probably has
Miko
sneakers on.
Are we gonna do a back and forth right now on Dave?
He will be interred.
The visit to his Encino house.
See, like that. Why couldn't you wear that hat?
Well,
and
Michael
it was kept
Jackson's
a
more
secret
into
by my mother.
that hat.
And
I mean, I don't know. Look at the shape of his head too. I feel like the real Dave had his head and his ears sunk in a bit more.
Admirer of his, not a fan per se, but I always loved his music. And my mother surprised me one day and brought me up to Neverland. And I entered an arcade.
He has the same tie too.
And there were all these Paul McCartney records all over this. The Girl Is Mine, and this and that.
That does kind of sound like him right there.
I remember sitting down.
That's Dave.
That's
Dave.
I don't know, man.
That are what we call neurogenic or neuropathic.
Also, you can.
He gets older. He gains a little weight. You know what I mean?
The people, many short-term. Yes, my goal is to help get.
2 years ago, I changed it legally to Dave, to liberate myself.
He kept his lips. And most of it, he kept his
from
lips.
my father,
for the most
and
part.
to establish myself as an
Joining us
artist.
now here in
It was
Los
kind of
Angeles.
like an artistic decision to do that.
And a lot of people.
Why are you not a...
Artistic what? What does he do? He doesn't have fingers. I want to know. I want to know.
Haven't you ever seen my left foot? You don't need hands and arms.
Elephants paint with their trunk, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, does he have a trunk?
If it's inside of you, it'll come out.
Hey, that's what happens. Is that a Michael Jackson song too?
Yeah.
Did you hear? Speaking about no hands, did you hear about that one girl who got a fucking ticket for having the cell phone in the hand where she has a nub?
No.
The cop wrote her a ticket. Oh, you were holding the shit with your left hand, and the left hand is just a nub.
have a hand.
Yeah, I was just like,
how
what?
was I holding it?
That's fucked up.
It was glued to your head.
I am interested now in the lore of Dave for sure. Never even
You
heard
should
of
get
this
him on
character.
Pigs to do his art.
We should.
You notice how I said on Pigs and not on here?
Yeah. You knew right, Johnny. You knew right.
I think he actually.
Get him for Lucha Gothhouse.
I don't think that's possible. I think he's dead.
Oh, rest in peace, Dave.
Did his dad come back and finish the job? Or what
Oh
the
my
fuck?
God! God damn, Mark! I thought we were going dark already.
Yeah, go. How's it going, bro? Yeah. But apparently there's like there was like this video that like circulated a few years ago, and it was like Michael Jackson's family on one of their boats and stuff like that, and they're like all huddled around this one guy that no one knew who he was. Like everyone, there was obviously like, everyone knows who his family is, his daughters and kids and stuff like that. But apparently there's this old motherfucker on the boat and had this leather jacket, and no one knows who this guy is.
And then he leaned over like.
Yeah, right.
Oh shit!
Because the way
He moonwalked off the boat.
Like, man, that guy looks familiar.
Yeah. He moves familiar.
Yeah, man. Who knows? Yeah.
So Elvis is alive.
Now that motherfucker
he
would be
old.
100 years old now.
No, he dead by now.
Well, like
I mean,
the
maybe at one point when they said that he was dead, but maybe you're right. Like,
Because wasn't he like CIA as well?
Oh, for sure, 100%. But here's the thing: is I think all these motherfuckers are, dude. Like, like I'm not saying every single fucking artist that ever existed, but I think the big ones, right? You know what, Steve? I hate to break your heart, and I know you posted a picture of someone today, but I think that someone is part of that whole crew as well.
Dave Grohl.
Yeah, 100%. I think.
Well, yeah, he told me.
In
that picture, he whispered it in my ear. I'm CIA.
But I mean, like, okay, so his pops actually is ex-military, and it's my understanding that his father was some sort of like liaison, or like he assisted. I can't remember what president it was. It was maybe Nixon or something. Whoever it was that got us into, Carter. Whoever got us into the Vietnam War. Like Dave Grohl's father was a journalist, and so he created this whole propaganda that got us into the Vietnam War.
Lyndon Johnson.
I don't
it was
remember.
Over by Carter. That's the 80s.
I can't remember which president, but I remember he worked alongside
The one that
him.
killed JFK.
Shit. I mean,
We've already been like, it's not even a conspiracy to say that the CIA has placed people in newspapers and at television stations and in movie studios. Like, they're there.
Yeah.
Like the CIA propaganda is coming out. Which CIA propaganda, which means Israeli propaganda, is coming out like through all. That's what they do, you know. So I mean, there's a bunch of people, artists included, that might be in cahoots that don't even know that they are,
right,
because this is their legit boss at this real organization that just so happens to be also in the fucking CIA. And they don't.
Johnny's
fucking know
telling
about
us
it.
something.
Yeah, dude, it is my dream to get murdered by the CIA. I want to get suicided by the CIA. I'm not trying to fucking be in the CIA. I'm not mad because there's a party going on. There's a big party going on where all these fools are doing all this shit. And some people are mad, but they get happy real fast when you invite them to the party. I'm not mad that I'm not invited to the party. I'm mad that there's a party. Like, I don't want to get invited, but I want to fucking shut the whole thing down and arrest them as they come out. Like, I'm not.
You want to call the cops?
Yes, exactly. I've been screaming and yelling across the street that there's a fucking party going on where they're doing drugs, and I think Michael Jackson is there, and fucking no one's listening to me.
He's still there.
And they're having lots of pizza.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, that's fucking
And jerky. Beef jerky. That's a new one.
Beef jerky?
Jerky.
Isn't there like also like chicken or something?
No, jerky is the newest one for eating flesh. For eating humans.
Is it now? Jerky, okay.
Well, you haven't been reading? You haven't been reading the files?
No, man, honestly.
He just got back from Mexico. He's been on vacation.
I'm sure they're in
but honestly, at the
Spanish.
same time, I have no interest in going in and reading all the details because, again, like I said, I don't need to know what the fuck exactly is going on. I think that giving your energy to that, making it just makes it stronger. And so I just choose not to. It's going to happen no matter what. It doesn't need my fucking.
Plus, it's like
consent,
the hunt
my
for all
energy.
this shit. You're like digging around, trying to find it, doing all this shit. And then you see it's like, here it is. It's like, well, I don't need to dig anymore. I told you it was here. You go fucking dig. You look in there. I already found it. I'm going to go look for this other shit I've been talking about. Like, this is here. You dig through it. I don't want to dig through it. Without knowing what's in there, I know what's in there. Without knowing who's in there, I know who's in there. Like you're not going to surprise me with any of this shit.
Right.
You dig through it and get surprised. I'm fucking moving on to the next thing.
What's the next thing? Aliens in the Grand Canyon?
Actually, that's an interesting.
Red-headed
question.
giants are in the Grand Canyon.
Ooh, I like the topic of giants, man.
I'm a big believer in the red-headed giants.
Yeah.
Man.
I mean, I don't know. I think that that maybe like even hundreds of years ago, like there probably was giants. Like I think that is something that it isn't that far like into the past, right? Like I think that. Are you familiar with Tartaria?
No.
Okay, so Tartaria is this belief that so like Star Wars is not the future. Star Wars is the past, per se, right?
It says, right?
It
says it in there.
Yeah, so all that technology, we've had ones before. We got Blast of the Stone Age, solar flare, EMP, whatever the fuck it was. But we're pretty much reverse engineering all this technology. So like Bluetooth isn't fucking new. Some of them didn't just create it recently. It's been a thing for years, for hundreds of years. And if you look into like even like the Nordic times, like the logo for Bluetooth and Wi-Fi, that's all like their symbolism, right? So let me see here. So what was I talking about? Giants. And so I think that like maybe Lincoln was part giant. He might have had some giant blood in him, and so he was like, I think. They don't talk about his height, but I think it's kind of alluded if you kind of like know what you're looking at. I mean, also too, like if you look
How tall was he?
Honestly, I couldn't tell you. But I think that like if you look at some of our like older architecture, like a lot of them have like large doors. So if you look at the White House, there's like these giant doors, and then they later ended up putting a smaller door on the bigger door so that you could actually. But the thing is, like these doors have like they're 10 feet tall. And it's and like I think it won't like you could see how there was like what is it, those hinges? So at one point the door actually fucking was a door, yeah. And so the thing is, what Tartaria is that it was once kind of like I think it was, if I'm not mistaken, like somewhere in China or Russia, like the two countries combined, they weren't a race, they were a creed. Right, and their creed was like peace and innovation. So they're the ones that kind of were responsible for all this like super high tech that was made back then. And so in order for us to kind of do away with that history, that's what World War I and II was. It was never a fight against the Germans taking over the world. They were trying to run around and destroy all the evidence of an ancient civilization. Right, the burning of the books and stuff like that wasn't. It's not necessarily to like. Do away with like this culture. I think what they were trying to do away was like actual history, and to me, it's like one of those things where if you don't know where you came from, then you really don't know where you're going in a sense. And I think that effort is what the Nazis were. I don't think the Nazis I don't think they lost, right? I think they rebranded just like Rome did. I think all these bad guys that we've had through history, I don't think that they necessarily like lost per se. Hitler didn't lose and die in a bunker. I think he went on to live a fucking fruitful life in Argentina, all that shit. So to me, it's just one of those things where it's like alternative history. Like what we know and what we've been taught in our educational system is a complete fallacy.
It goes on right now that they're allowed in the South to teach the Civil War as the war of Northern aggression. And like that. Say it was about completely different shit than it was fucking about.
Right.
And at the end of that war, Game of Thrones is what taught me how we fucked up at the end of the Civil War, because we didn't make them bend the knee. We didn't make the South go, we fucked up. All this is bad. We let them keep all their shit and get the whisper in each other's ears that the South will rise again. And they've been fucking still. These are the grandchildren and great grandchildren of these people. None of this shit went away. That just fucking happened. Whatever plans they were trying to do, they're still out there trying to do them now. And Lincoln was 6'4". But when we went, like when we went to, I went to the Grand Canyon for the first time pretty recently. And before we got there, I was making fun about I believe in the redheaded giants of the Grand Canyon, but I was making fun saying there was going to be a bunch of redheaded people there and they weren't going to understand why, but they're there to visit like their ancestors. Like that they don't understand why they're drawn to the Grand Canyon. To it. And when we got there, dude, I swear to God,
no fucking way.
There was so many redheaded people.
No fucking way.
I was like, are you seeing these? Every time we saw them, I was like, do you see this? Do you see it to the point where she's like, stop? And I was like, tell me if you want me to stop, tell me I'm crazy. She was like, there's a lot of redheaded people. And I was like, fuck yeah, there is. I was like, they're being drawn here and they don't understand why. They're here to see their fucking ancestors. Like, that's what's going on right now.
Yeah. Have you heard about the red-headed giants in like Iraq or something like that?
No, I mean, I've heard the story that you're talking about.
Right, where like these soldiers go in there and they fucking fight this. But apparently, like it was supposed to be guarding some sort of ancient tech or something like that, or who knows, man. But yeah, I really believe that like Nephilim and I think dinosaurs are fake, man. I think all these bones that we fucking are finding nowadays are just Nephilim bones. You know, think about it, like if they're not giants, then they're dragons. You know, the Chinese zodiac. All of their like signs are real except for the dragon. You see what I'm saying?
Sure.
These
are all real animals except for that.
Right. I don't know, man. I think that like fucking they made up dinosaurs so they could sell tickets and merch to Jurassic Park. Straight up, dude. I know it sounds crazy, but I don't know, man.
And as many as they say there were, wouldn't there be bones everywhere?
Right.
In the sense, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like they keep building homes and they don't find more bones. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like the whole like Smithsonian.
The Smithsonian's a whole whole different animal. These corrupt motherfuckers.
Right.
This is one of the most corrupt government organizations that there is. The controllers of history.
Right.
That's where we can find out about the redheaded giants for sure. In the goddamn Smithsonian.
Aren't they supposed to be like fallen angels that mated with the human?
Yeah, there you go, son. There you go. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And what does that mean? An angel. What does this mean to ancient people when they say that an angel came? Someone came from, like, the concept of across the sea is just as wild to an ancient person as coming from the sky.
Yeah.
Like that someone could cross this fucking ocean is the exact same fucking thing. So why did they all come from the sky? Why is there no stories about they came from the fucking ocean and all that stuff? Because whoever it is
aliens.
I mean, I really believe this is. I think there's a lot of things going on, but time travelers is like such like if future humans coming back, like how the future humans coming back to see or maybe influence or save that they know something bad is happening in the future, and they keep like trying to fuck with things to change, to change their personal history or their personal future.
How did they get through the fucking radiation belt of 30 miles?
I don't know, man. See, like, you're talking about the Van Halen belt?
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. We know, you know how I feel about this subject matter. I don't think that we can leave this realm, this place we call Earth. I don't think it is like
possible.
I'm not gonna say that I believe the whole flat Earth ideology and we're like kind of fucking on a disc or whatever. But what I can say is that whatever NASA has been telling us for years is complete bullshit. I mean, it's my understanding that NASA in Hebrew means to deceive. So to me, it's one of those things where they hide things in plain sight. It's one of those things where if you have eyes to like see, if you have, you'll see these kind of these discrepancies, if you will. I mean, I don't know. I jokingly say that NASA stands for not an actual space agency.
Because I was watching a podcast last night, and they were talking about that 30 miles, and that you had the gentleman that was on as well was one of the astronauts who claimed he walked on the moon, and yeah, he couldn't explain anything.
Right. I think I remember there's like three of them, and they're like asking him questions. They're like, "How was it landing on the moon?" They're like, "Good."
Wow, we got moon rocks.
Right. And it's like, dude, if you landed on the moon, wouldn't you be like, fuck, it's crazy. Like, let me tell you guys about the shit that I seen, right? And to me, it's just one of those things where this is a good segue into Stanley Kubrick. Right?
But real quick, he couldn't explain how they got through that 30 miles because they only went supposedly 25,000 miles per hour. And that meant they would be there for more than 2 hours within that, and that's too much radiation for a human.
I mean, I don't know, dude. I think it's all just fucking story time. I think it's all just like, you know, it's just they throw these crazy ass numbers at you that you will never be able to comprehend because what the fuck, you're traveling at 50, 25,000 miles. Like, you can't fathom that. You can't fathom how fast that is. And to me, it's one of these things where I think they do it on purpose, where they just make this shit super exaggerated. It's so many miles away from you and all these exorbitant amount of numbers that you just kind of confuses you. And you just got to be like, okay, sure. What the fuck do I know? I'll believe that. That makes sense. I mean, to me, it's interesting because, like, talking about the moon landing, have you guys heard the rumor that Stanley Kubrick was the one that had shot the moon landing?
Yeah.
Right? So, I mean, like, the moon landing was shot in 96, and Space Odyssey was shot in 68. So 1 year before, like, the moon landing, they put out the most not influential, but the most, like, at the time, like, groundbreaking graphics and camera angles and cameras that they use like for Space Odyssey. And I think it's just they're acclimating you to this thing, right? Like they said that the movie Space Odyssey had influenced like our travel to the moon and like because of the innovation and the technology and the inspiration that was caused from Space Odyssey, it helped us go in and land on the fucking moon. I don't know. It's my belief is that Kubrick produced the moon landing. I mean, we could talk about the moon landing, how fucking fake it looks, and like the space, was it the little shuttle that they arrive on, how it kind of goes out in orbit, but there's a camera that's like panning, like who's moving the camera, it's just, to me, it's one of those things where like if you look at it really and you really see the moon landing, it just looks like a bunch of fucking, movie magic, if you will.
And how do they get on a rotary phone and talk to the guy?
Right. See, that's another one too. It's like, what you telling me?
My cell phone fucking drops when I'm trying to call fucking Mario.
See, it's just one of those things where it's just like, I don't know. I think people just want to believe in it, I think it's just it's some sort of fantasy per se. You know what? Like, I'm not saying there isn't anything out there per se, but it's like I don't think that we have like the capacity, like our human brains cannot fathom like what is out there, and I think that's not really for us to explore. I think this place that we exist in, I think, is a simulation of sorts. Is it a computer simulation? I don't know. But I think that it is a simulation of souls where we come here to like be happy, to be sad, to learn all the lessons so that karmatically our spirit can grow.
Is it because all those emotions are delicious and nutritious to our spiritual overlords? Is that why? Is that what we're going to get to? That there's a soul collector on the far side of the moon that fucking keeps us... That reincarnation reincarnation is a curse that has been put upon us by whatever interdimensional overlords are here controlling and creating what happens here.
Yeah, the Tibetan Book of the Dead.
Yeah,
there it is.
That our negative emotions are much more delicious and nutritious, so that's why we experience so many negative things. Because
man,
it's true. I mean, that is
I know it's kind of sounds a little fucked up, but I don't know, like. I think that in essence, all this shit that is put in front of us, like behind the guise of sci-fi, like The Matrix and stuff like that, I think that there is some truth into all this shit. There's just little breadcrumbs that kind of,
Whatever reality, I honestly believe with everything inside of me, whatever reality is, we are not meant to comprehend what it truly is. Like you're saying, our human brains are not meant to comprehend whatever is actually going on. Like asking bees to understand like the fucking honey industry. Like they are very involved in it, but they have no they're super involved in the honey industry, but they have no idea about it and couldn't comprehend it if you tried to explain it to them. And that's whatever we're involved in, we are not meant to understand what it is.
Yeah, it's a trip.
Fucking reality.
Yeah, man. I'm all like, what the fuck? But at the same time, I do believe that, like, obviously, like your your perception is your reality. I think that it's one of those things where the intention, the thought that you put into it, like it puts you on those timelines that I think that we live this life over and over and over, right, until we get it right per se. And at that point, we're given the option to like not have our soul harvested by the moon. I think that we get to that next dimension, and then we get to exist there, and then we get to decide whether or not we want to come back here and help a few others get to that plane. And that's, I think, kind of what the whole point of this life is again, is it a computer simulation? Who knows? But I know that it is a simulation of sorts, where it is that, with the experience that we gain at the end of it, we come out better.
And that could be just our very, like, ancient people describing whatever's coming from the sky as aliens. Us describing something as a computer simulation is just the words we have to describe something that is infinitely more complicated than that.
Right, exactly.
But at its basis, from what we understand, computer simulation, even though it's a fucking way wilder thing than that, and it's not a fucking computer, it's fucking some super consciousness or whatever, that ultimately it is a simulation and is a computer in the simplest terms.
Aren't we supposed to be like every 7 years getting rebooted? Isn't that a thing?
I mean, actually, that's interesting that you say that, because I remember hearing that your taste buds change every 7 years.
So there was one guy that said, swallow gum, and it takes 7 years for it to come out of your system.
Right.
It doesn't, though.
No?
No.
7's just a good number, man.
Yeah.
Well, he was saying something about the gum and shit.
But I've heard that forever, too.
Yeah. No, I remember hearing that as well.
Yeah.
Fuck, I swallowed a fucking whole fucking foot by the...
But our cells are fucking reproducing to where, I don't know what the timeline is. It might be 7 years, but you're no longer, there's not a piece of you that still remains that was there
when you were a kid.
Right. And it's like building a ship where you replace the parts on the ship. When does it start becoming a different ship? When does it stop being the thing that it was before that? And that's like essentially what I think is what you're saying is, while we're constantly shedding and reproducing, like, when are you still the same thing you were? Like, ultimately,
Damn.
Who knows? We don't know. Every time you blink, you could be like, you just assume that all the stuff you remember.
Dude, that happens to me all the time.
You just assume that all that stuff you remember actually happened, but you have no idea what happened
every time
before right now.
Right.
Like, you have no idea, like, if that's real or just a memory that was implanted or whatever.
Right.
You have no fucking
whether
clue.
it's a dream. Actually, when I came out of surgery, dude, I remember having that, like, very kind of paranoid thought. I was like, the fuck? Like, I mean, obviously I don't remember the surgery and don't remember anything up to that point where I woke up, but I remember thinking to myself, like how do I know this is real? I don't know. It's a trippy thought, but I've had that thought from time to time, where it is like, how can I trust that everything that before this moment, actually happened, or,
Because, like, I believe the only way we're ever going to get any answers to actual answers to who we are and where we came from and all, like, those kind of big questions is if someone came, aliens, future humans, whoever, what it is, and were able to, like, touch us and, like, make us see it in our mind, like, oh, that's what it was. But then how can you trust that?
Right.
Like, that doesn't, like, why, like, so there is no real answers. The only possible answers we get is in that situation, but who the fuck says that those fools are giving you the real answers? So there is no knowing.
Did you see that video recently where Obama, he was being interviewed by someone and they were talking about, like, aliens and stuff like that, and he's like, where are the aliens? He's like, I don't know. But he's like, but they're aliens? He's like, sure, I just don't know where they're at. I don't know, dude. I just feel like, it's not to say that aliens don't exist. I'm sure that they do, but I just think that what we are being taught and told, like, isn't necessarily what the real concept of aliens are, if it makes sense. I mean, we talked about this before countless times about Project Bluebeam, and it's one of those things where it just feels like, all right, it's just another narrative, that they're trying to, like, spit at us. I mean, look at, like, I think, like, what are UFOs now? Like UAPs?
Yeah.
Right? And I think that they purposely change all this terminology every so often, so they kind of have to, like, start anew, and they can kind of start with their new, like, narrative of what it is that they're going to eventually tell us as, it's like, some sort of alien invasion, and, it's like almost like, what is it? What's the movie? The superheroes and the
Avengers?
The Watchmen.
Oh,
The Watchmen,
sure.
Right? I think that, like, the whole concept of aliens is eventually, like, that is their wet dream, Yeah. That's an interesting one.
From the Dungeon Podcast, we have our boy asking, why can't we go past the ice wall in Antarctica?
That's a good one, man. That is a good one. I mean, like, you know, let's see here. So if you kind of look at it from a flat Earth model, like what they describe it to be is like we're encompassed in this bowl, if you will. And then outside of the, you know, that ice bowl are other terrains, other land. You know, there was, I think, an Admiral Byrd. Does the name sound familiar?
Yeah.
All right. So this guy, I think he was, you know, he was one of the head admirals in like defeating the Nazis. Nazis.
I was like, shit, I didn't hear this one.
Sorry, I thought fucking Nazis and thought zombies fucking call it whatever. So
that's a fucking good ass movie. Zombie Nazis.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, that's a good one.
But yeah, so shit, what were they saying? Admiral Byrd. I think this is like sometime in and around before World War II. And so it was like rumored that, you know, in the ending of the war, there was all these Nazis that were fleeing for different places, and they were seeking refuge, and you know, and so I guess Antarctica was one of them. And so they pretty much sent this fool out, and they sent him with the fleet, and he like pulls up to like, you know, this point of being in the Antarctic ring, and the dude pretty much talks about how like technically he had gone off map. So where he was on the map, he was not supposed to like he was in uncharted territory, if you will. And so he pretty much talks about how he goes, ventures over, and then at some point like is intercepted by like a UFO that had like Nazi branding, and at some point like they transmitted to him like via radio, communicating to him like, hey, you know what, you're in, you know, like enemy lands, but we will give you permission to land X, Y, and Z. So the dude lands, and when he lands in this like fucking tropical paradise. You know, it's like it's I don't know if it's like somewhere where it was supposed to be close to Greenland or something. I can't remember.
Garden of Eden.
But it's one of those things where, you know, like I believe that is more terrain outside of the Antarctic wall. And I think that aliens, you know, aren't necessarily from a different planet, but they're from the extra terrain.
Sure.
Right? Like the extra continents that, you know.
They're from the center of the earth.
I mean, what's interesting is there's this one Instagram account. It's actually it's a pretty cool account. He talks about a lot of different types of like, you know, like spiritual stuff. I think he he talks about like the importance of, you know, Shilajit and Dragon's Blood and all this stuff like that, but he also talks about different kind of conspiracies. I think his Instagram is called Cultivate Elevate, and he has this one video where he talks about like it was like what year was it? It's like 1893, and they had at the time, it was like known as like the firmament map, and pretty much like shows that there is, you know, our land, what we know as Earth, and then there's the lands that kind of encompass and surround the Antarctic ring. I mean, I don't know. It's interesting. I mean, like in Game of Thrones, they talk about a frozen wall. I haven't seen the show, but I have heard of the reference. But there's like the White Walkers or whatever is like these zombie ass motherfuckers. I think that is talking about like what is outside of the land, these lands, you know. But yeah, that one's always been like an interesting one where they always talked about like Antarctica and like how technically you're not allowed to go there. You can only be chartered by a specific company that does charters. Like there's been like, you know, a handful of like YouTube influencers that like, I'm gonna fucking sail to Antarctica, and most of them that do it like and end up having to be turned back around because, you know, I think there's like being threatened with like being fired upon.
Sure, there's a agreement between a bunch of nations that where no one's supposed to go down there.
Right.
Know? I think this is where you might find Atlantis or some other ancient civilization.
Or the
giants. Because there's like the Piri Reis map from the 1500s shows Antarctica with no ice. Shows it was discovered long before it was officially discovered. Like they've known about this place for a long fucking time, and I think there's a reason we're not allowed to go there, and I think it's because, like, the same reason we're not allowed to find out what's under the Sphinx, the same reason we're not going to explore the pyramids more, because there's answers. Maybe not the answers, but answers that aren't the answers that are the answers right now. Like, or it's not even going to give answers. It's going to bring questions that make the answers that we have now seem ridiculous, you know? And it's like, that's...
The Egyptians never built the pyramids, and
Hell
no
no.
one was ever buried in a pyramid.
No.
Well, not the pyramids. People were buried in pyramids. They are tombs.
They
that
copied
are
the pyramids out
but
of
are
there.
not right. But the great pyramids, they are not tombs, and they're not. There's no dudes in there.
They're energy.
It's a power station. Yeah, and I believe that under the foot of the Sphinx is a library and possibly a fucking spaceship that is down there
with Michael Jackson.
That I do believe.
Yeah. And if you write Dirty Diana, you get to fucking go under the pyramids and go to Antarctica too. You do whatever you want to and molest kids. You see that girl in that little black dress? Like, fucking get out of here. You're allowed to do that.
I do not condone with Johnny.
I was
that
gonna say
whatsoever.
Those are just his thoughts.
Yeah. I would also like to state that as well.
His thoughts are not the
if I was given the opportunity,
representatives.
if I had given the opportunity to go on Epstein Island, I would not have gone. I don't know.
My name does not appear in the files.
Unless they told me that we were going to find out what was going on in the pyramids, because this could all be that too. Whatever it is, whatever questions you have, whatever you're hoping to know or find out, they'll be like, we know that shit.
They know it.
Like, come on and hang out with these dudes. Like, all that shit you want to know, we
know it.
We have that. Like, fucking, all you got to do is...
But do they?
Drink the Kool-Aid.
Who knows? But, but this is... I think that it's like saying that, like, I wouldn't go. I don't want to fuck no kids. I don't want to do that. But there's something you want. And there's something you want, or something you want to know, or something that is like the thing that they could dangle in front of you to get you to do a bunch of shit. And then you wind up where you're like, fuck. We're like in for a penny, in for a pound. Where you, as soon as you cross that line of, I wouldn't do that. And it's like, it's like you're not being asked to murder and drink blood like day one. You know what I mean? At first it's like something a little, and it's like, cheat on your wife or fucking whatever. And it's like, all right, and then you're just fucking
adding to it.
You're just deeper and deeper until it's like,
what's a little more?
Right, until you're like, fuck! But now it's too late. Now you're one of them. Like, even if you're not, you're fucking one of them. It's like, God damn it.
Now you're back at 380 pounds.
Do you know what I mean? Like, how did this happen?
Fuck. How did I get back here?
Right, man. It was just one thing of ice cream, man. All I had, and now fucking here we are.
It starts today.
And it starts every Tuesday night. The West Coast Pop Lock Podcast coming to you from a super secret location. Only Michael Jackson knows how to get here. In the city of Compton, California, we want to thank our super crazy conspiracy theorist guest, Casual Carl. Where can we follow you, sir?
Give me a follow at CasualCarl369.
What's 369 stand for, bro?
It's just it's one of my favorite numbers. But I mean, there's also like like, are you guys familiar with the power of like 369 manifestation? You like write three things, and then you write after the three things that you write them kind of like 6 times, and then there's also like 9. I'll show it to you later. But it's like
9 is the only number that's complete, because it always, no matter what, 9 comes back to 9.
9 comes back to 9?
Yeah.
What?
I don't understand.
9 and 9 is 18. 8 and 1 is 9. So it always comes back to 9.
Oh, the finger man. Fucking 1, 2, 3, 4, 54. and
then what? 5 and 4, 9. It always comes back to 9.
Okay.
All right.
Hell yeah.
Any cool stuff you're going to be doing? Any events? Any places that people might be able to run into you at? I know you go do a lot of festivals. You hang around some places once in a while.
Honestly, to be honest, this year I need to kind of figure out what it is. But I think I have more travel dates ahead of me. I think I'm going to be doing Thailand in March for about a month, and then after that I will be in Mexico once again for a bit.
So make sure to follow CasualCarl369 to check out all his adventures. Him hanging, him talking about all kinds of conspiracies and all kinds of crazy shit. Johnny, what you got going on?
Nothing this week. Nope. What about you, Mario?
Let's see what I got going on. I just came off an incredible weekend. Shout out to everyone in Costa Mesa who showed up. Fucking crazy
was
party.
Was the Rockabilly weekend this weekend?
It was not a Rockabilly. It was an 80s Valentine's kind of weekend.
Dark 80s.
No, just regular 80s, not the dark. Well, you know what? There was a Cure band, so it was kind of a little dark.
Oh, yeah. I remember
little dark. So we had a Depeche Mode cover band, Morrissey Smith's cover band, and a Cure Depeche Mode, Morrissey. Yeah.
What do they call? What are the Cure people called? A letter to you? What are they called?
Oh, what?
Photos of you?
Photos of you.
Yeah, photos of you. Yeah. So that was a great turnout. We got some new adventures coming up, 6th and 7th at Santa Anita, Fiesta de Santa Anita. We will be doing Lucha Libre, and there's a bunch of other stuff happening, but come out for the Lucha Libre and stay for everything else. So Lucha Libre happening. Grizz is on his nocturnal tour, so I will be producing that show on the 22nd at the usual place out in Viva Las Vegas. So come out. It's on Sunday night, guys. And I'm about to announce some cool stuff. I'm about to take over an island that's not Epstein.
Oh, man.
I'm on the move, and I haven't fully make an announcement, but Lucha Goth House Resurrection is upon us, happening April 4th, Sábado Gigante. That is
Sábado Gigante.
That is the Easter Bunny weekend, guys. So.
And at midnight, we will have cake.
That's Steve's.
Tres Sangres cake.
Instead of the dance party, it's Steve's birthday party.
It is gonna be Steve's quinceañera.
Yeah.
I get to dance with all the white faces.
Yo, thanks again, guys. Appreciate you guys for having me on the show.
Hell
as always.
yeah.
Oh, we love
always
having
a good
you,
time, bro.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And I always go to sleep scared even more than what I woke up the day before, and knowing that I'm in a simulation and I don't want to be a part of it. I can't go to Antarctica because of the fucking red fucking headed dragon giant alien things. Right. And does the carpet match the drape with those guys? Possibly. Okay, cool.
Bro.
So very scary, and I don't want to come back and be reincarnated in this world either. So then we're cursed. So we're alive. We're dead. So I guess just go do what you like, and
there you go.
Day by day.
There you go.
Good job, Carl.
Yeah. Thanks, bro.
The number one live show in the world, West Coast Pop Log Podcast. Coming to you from Pig Studios in Compton, California. Featuring radio personality Super Steve Flores. Comedian extraordinaire, that dude Johnny C. And Mr. I'll Do Anything for a Buck, Mario 81. So throw your dubs in the air and let's get ready to pop log.